If you're not going to sit here and watch TV, can you turn it off, please? Okay, all right, whatever. Just, I don't care if you do. Just if you're not going to be, then please turn it off. Okay. Hi, everyone. I think I'm live, and I'm sorry. My nose just like started. I don't know. I got a pimple on the inside, and I think I hit it or something. If you're not going to sit here and watch TV, can you turn it off, please? Why is this making noise? Okay, all right, whatever. Just, I don't care if you do. Just if you're not going to be, then please turn it off. All right, there we go. Okay. Hi, everyone. Well, I guess that answers my question about whether or not I'm live. Huh? Yay. All right. Hey, Reagan. Hey, Megan. Hi, Lily. I know I didn't give much notice for today. I know. I've been trying to get caught up, and there's a lot I really want to talk about and discuss, and I'm going to. But I'm going to have to do this in parts in order to cover everything. So this first part is going to be all about Katie and this whole choice and termination. I'm being careful what words I use here because it's the beginning of the stream, and I guess YouTube listens for a certain amount of time. So, but the whole like termination of things, because this is what has me the most furious at the moment. So kind of why I'm going to discuss that. Let's see here. All right. I think I'm going to move that for now. There we go. I'll just pull, if I want to look at chat, I'll just go over here. So, let me refresh that real quick. So I'm going to be starting this off by going over some posts and comments by Katie Joy on her Instagram and her Facebook. Damn it, it's still freaking going. All right, it's me off. I think I'm gonna move that for now. All right, there we go. Mute that. All right, there, that's better. That was refreshed. Hi, Kara. Yeah, I know. I didn't give it. I'm streaming. I didn't give. All right. I didn't give anyone much of a notification here. Sorry. Or much notice, rather. Hey, Chris 10. I'm going to be wiping my nose a little bit here because apparently I hit something, this pimple or something in my nose, and it won't stop. So it's just bleeding just a tiny bit, like a drop here and there. So, oh yeah, and I'm stuck using StreamYards, or, yes. No, OBS. I'm stuck using OBS because, I refuse to pay for a subscription to StreamYards. Apparently, I reached my monthly limit for the free plan, and I had a year's subscription to the service, but I never used any of the perks or any of the additions or whatever, and it was just a waste of money. So I canceled it probably about 2 months ago, and this is the first time I reached my limit, and I need to learn how to use OBS more efficiently. So now I have no choice but to learn. But this has worked out good so far because I got my audio working right. I can now play from my desktop audio and it'll come through on stream and it won't get an echo and I can talk at the same time. This is this is huge for me. So far this has been a bonus. All I have left to do really is learn how to, well, I have to put in my intro, but now that I have the audio worked out, I'll be able to do that. And then I want to learn how to make like a banner, like a ticker banner. There's a certain way you have to do it with OBS. I watched a video on it once, but I need to revisit it. And also, I need to learn how to add people to a stream, which I believe that can just be done like through Skype or something, and just pick like a display window scene or something. I don't know. But I'll figure it out. I will. But now I have no choice but to fucking figure it out. You know, nothing like, what is it saying? Necessity is the mother of invention or something like that. Well, necessity is also the mother of learning, apparently, especially when it comes to online stuff. Okay, there, I think it stopped finally. All right. Yep. I can't, without going into specifics right now, we have an addition here in our home, and it's making me sneeze and stuff, and my nose runs, so it's going to be an adjustment here for a week or two. But then I'll be fine. I'll get used to it. Hi, Aaron. Nice to meet another person with a great name. Okay, so let's start off with. Oh, I'm on the presenting screen. I didn't mean to do that. Oops. Okay. So let's start off with let's start off with I want to do Facebook first. So let me oh, that's right. I have to have it up. Okay, do that and then do that. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust this a little bit. Bring that in. Okay, so we'll start here. So this is the first post I could find on her Facebook, scrolling back. And so for those who are unaware of this current horrible reaction that Katie Joy has had towards someone, she Jessica Duggar Seawald apparently announced her pregnancy one day, and then the following day announced the miscarriage. I'm thinking that she was spotting. That's why she hurried up and did the announcements. You know, I think maybe she knew what was coming. But because at a doctor's appointment, the doctor had determined that the fetus was no longer viable. So rather than wait for the body to expel it naturally, which oftentimes can come with its own complications, as small as infection or as big as sepsis and death, she opted to have a D&C procedure, which means that in a hospital setting, steps are taken for the determination to complete itself in the body to rid itself of the unviable fetus. This is not an abortion. It technically, if you, in a medical technicality of it, it can be deemed as that. But in the political sense, in the ethical argumentative sense that we all find ourselves having a discussion on, it is not considered an abortion. It is considered a necessary medical procedure after nature had already terminated the pregnancy, basically. Okay? Katie, though, seems to, I don't even know what the fuck she's thinking, dudes. I don't get it. I really don't, because like, I think this, it seems like she's just so blinded by her hate for Jessica Seawald that she will even weaponize the right to choose such medical procedures for oneself to come at her. And I get this. Katie is bringing up some good discussion points. I'll say that much. Like, I do think it's important to realize that the people who are oftentimes very loud voices against things like choice and whatnot for women are the first ones to utilize such things that choice provides for women. And that is a little bit of hypocrisy, but it's the kind of hypocrisy you want to, not that you want to see happen, because you don't want to see anyone go through it. Don't get me wrong there. But it's the kind of hypocrisy that often teaches people what it's like, the viewpoints, how the point of view from the other side. So it's not something you want to see happen. It's not something you should be happy about happening, but it's something that you can appreciate, I think. But Katie doesn't have any appreciation for this, it seems. So without further ado, let me go on and read. She says, Jessica Duggar Seawald posted 2 videos in the past 2 days. One was to announce that she was pregnant. She posted this video fully knowing that she was no longer pregnant due to a miscarriage. This led fans to congratulate her on her newest addition. She then posted a second video where she explained that she had been spotting for about 24 hours near the end of her first trimester. During an appointment, the doctor told Jessa that the sac of the baby looked good, but the baby did not look good. Her choice of wording has left some people confused. Well, she's not a medical professional, so why are we breaking her balls about that? You know, she doesn't, I don't know. I feel like, so what if she's a public person? She has been, due to her parents' decisions in the past. I don't think she has to, she meaning Jessa, I don't think Jessa needs to inform or update the public on a single damn thing about such personal matters like this, or about her family life or whatever. But I digress. Jessa said she felt confused about what to do next, rather than waiting to pass the miscarriage on her own, which right here, Katie should, if Katie was a responsible journalist or had any kind of ethics whatsoever in regard to her reporting, she would have said, rather than waiting to pass the miscarriage on her own, comma, which comes with its own risks, and then state the risks, and then go on to say, the anti-abortion mother checked in for a surgical procedure to remove the baby. Stop calling it a baby. Stop. Oh my God, this is what drives me nuts. Because this is what I mean by Katie's using this to come at Jessa. Katie has been in the past very, very loud and vocal about being pro-choice and whatnot. By her calling this a baby here at the end of the first trimester, when if the person carrying this baby did not want the baby, okay, Katie would then call it a fetus. So make up your mind. It's either a baby or a fetus. You don't get to pick and choose when it works in your favor, because that's what comes off as deceptive, hypocritical, manipulative, and this is why people don't trust the other side in any argument. If you are utilizing and using these situations and picking and choosing verbiage that work best for you at that time, then you are invalidating and you are discrediting yourself in future arguments you make down the road on the same issue, but from a different angle. Okay? And this is what infuriates me. You gotta pick a stance and you gotta stick with it. That's it. Okay. Again, I digress. She said, we decided to go to the hospital and get checked in there and go through the process of dilation and curettage. I don't know how to pronounce some of these words. I'm not a medical professional, so. She explained while tearing up. It was a difficult experience before getting checked into the hospital, but we do know the truth that God is good and he does care for us. A D&C is a surgical abortion to end a pregnancy in early stages. This is often used when a woman has an unviable pregnancy. In many states, this procedure is banned for women under abortion laws. And that part is true. And in some states, I don't know about many, but in some states, this procedure is on its way to being banned for pretty much any reason. Like there was a case a few years ago in Ireland where a woman died because she was in the same situation as Jessa Sewell. But because of Ireland's laws at the time, she could not opt for the D&C because it was considered an abortion and therefore it was against the law. So this woman ended up with an infection, sepsis, and then died as a result. Ireland has since changed their laws. But this is where some of the states in the United States are heading. They're about to become Ireland. They're pushing for it, okay? I honestly, I don't know how many, or really if any states have succeeded in pushing the law to that extreme. Like, and I want to say that pretty much every state still allows for a situation like Jessa Sewell here to opt for the D&C, but I could be wrong. I haven't stayed up on that probably as much as I should have. That's my fault. Anyway, but I do know that many states are on their path there. The loss of a baby. See, this is what kind of pisses me off, though. She says this procedure is banned to women under abortion laws. Where is it banned? And she says many states. Which states? Can we add this? I'm guessing that whatever state Jessa lives in, it's not banned there since she was able to opt for it. But you know, if you're going to make that claim, I feel like you should list the states. Like here, I just sit here kind of hemming and hawing with myself about making any sort of claim when I really haven't looked into it. I probably should have. I'm sorry. I just feel like I don't have time. But she could have looked into it. The loss of a baby is devastating. Jessa seems to understand the choice she made was that of a surgical abortion, which has left some people very unhappy with her. But it wasn't. It may be classified as that in a legal, or not legal, in a medical sense. But in all other senses, the senses in which we are all accustomed to in having this great discussion, it is not. It just is not. this was, I mean, if she did not opt for this procedure, a baby would not have suddenly became alive inside of her and then been birthed. That's not what would have happened. It's not. Her body would have either expelled of it naturally, or she would have became infected, and then, I don't know, then she would have had some other choices to make, I guess. I don't know. But in no avenue that she could have gone down would it have ended in a baby that was already taken care of. That was already decided upon when it was deemed unviable. So Josie Duffy Rice, a journalist that covers prisons and prosecution and former president of the appeal, shared her thoughts on Justice News. Why do we care what this journalist says to begin with? I don't even, like, what's the relevance here? Pregnancy loss is never easy, but hearing a Duggar having a DNC after years of advocating against them is shocking many people. Okay, here's the thing. Because this is an actual journalist, I'm more likely to assume that what she's speaking on is in fact factual, that the Duggars, I don't know how many of them, but that they've advocated against these kinds of procedures. And it could be shocking, no doubt. And I understand the desire and even the choice to just kind of point that out. But then how about we move on? How about we move on, and how about we then start using this as an example on why it is we need to keep these things available to women. For this reason, for all reasons. You know, like, instead of like pointing out like, how dare you use this when you fought against it? How about instead we say, she gets it, man. Maybe now she gets it, okay? And try to help other people get it too. Anyway, moving on. I want to look at some of the comments. Oh, what's this? She limited the comments on this post? Oh, I wonder why that is. I'm guessing there had been some pretty good fucking comments in there. I haven't read all of these, mind you. Some people sent me some screenshots of them. I got a good gist of an idea of what's been going on, but that's the extent of it. I'm discovering this all with you guys here right now, so. I don't really care what everyone else has to say about it. So I'm just going to scroll through. Although I do like seeing that she's catching a lot of shit for it. Yeah, I have to agree. I think, I don't know. All right, I'm going to keep moving on. If she was smart, I've seen some screenshots of her comments. If she was smart, she would have deleted them by now, which that may be the case. I don't know. I don't even have to hit all these. Usually when she comments, Facebook knows to just open them up. All right. So that was her first post. Next we have medical care for women who suffer miscarriages or are carrying a fetus that is still alive but unviable due to fetal conditions are having trouble receiving care in several states with abortion bans. Some states have made laws so restrictive that doctors are afraid to perform any procedures that would end a pregnancy regardless if the fetus is dead. Her crassness just never ceases to amaze me. A woman in Idaho was denied a D&C after a miscarriage. Doctors refused to perform the procedure because it has the same outcome as an abortion. She was forced to miscarry at home, which lasted an excruciating 19 days. A woman in Texas almost died of sepsis after doctors forced her to carry an unviable fetus. A woman in Louisiana was denied medical care to end her pregnancy after doctors diagnosed the baby with having no skull and no chance of living outside the womb. She was forced to travel to New York to end the pregnancy of the unviable fetus. And I want to point out here too, what a lot of these states are also trying to do is make it a crime to travel to these other states to have a procedure done that is banned in their home state. Some of which they want to attach the charge of murder along with what it is they're charged with. So, yeah, there's that. Another woman in Texas was denied a D&C after miscarriage and membrane rupture due to the doctors refusing to care over fear of the law. A woman in Ohio was denied an abortion after her 20-week baby was found to have a fatal condition and would not survive. A woman in Texas who was pregnant with twins was denied a D&C to remove a fetus that had a fatal condition, and the loss threatened the life of the viable twin. No one discounts that there are differences in elective abortion and medical care. With pregnancy loss or unviable fetuses. Unfortunately, many states have made laws so restrictive, women are facing horrific obstacles to save their own lives after a fetus dies and does not pass the body through miscarriage. Sharing for understanding why some people are giving backlash to Jessa Sewell. Because D&Cs can lead to the same outcome as an abortion, many providers are refusing to give them to women in several states. Okay, again, though, how is this Jessa's problem? How is this her fault? Why is she being... why is this all being laid down on her shoulders? I get it. I get that. Assuming that this claim is correct, assuming that Jessa is one of the Duggars who fought against the right of women to opt for such a procedure or whatever, assuming that's true, still, why is this on her shoulders? This should be seen as a moment to show compassion and to further gain other understanding on behalf of all women. In my opinion. Anyway. All right, I'm going to skip by the comments for that one. Here we go. I want something that's more Jessa Duggar Sewell centered, because that's who I feel needs someone to speak on their behalf right now. Jessa Sewell recently underwent a dilation, which is a procedure. Okay, we all know this. However, a D&C is also used as a surgical first trimester abortion option for elective abortions. Yes, it is also used. However, it's not the most common. Like the RU 486 pill, that's the most common method for terminating a viable pregnancy, or an elective an elective termination, I should say. And that's can be done up until pretty much the end of the first trimester, or right towards the end of the first trimester. Maybe right at the end of the first trimester is when it can no longer be done, and D&C is then necessary. But most of the time, the option is the RU486 pill. So, yeah. It's also used as, why would there be a surgical in first trimester anyways, unless it's right at the end? I feel like she's leaving a lot of shit out on purpose, and her leaving this out is only harming the fight for women to have bodily autonomy, basically. In a miscarriage, the fetus has either stopped developing and has a heartbeat, or the fetus no longer has a heartbeat, but the body still believes they are pregnant due to hormones still being released. Under the current law in Arkansas, a woman that has a miscarriage, but the fetus has a heartbeat, they are banned from having a D&C. Many women are being forced to remain pregnant until the fetus heart stops beating. I really wish she attached some place from which someone, like a link for people to confirm that. Well, then, if this is true, and I'm guessing she's including Arkansas, because maybe Jessa lives in Arkansas, and if that's the case, well then clearly I'm going to say it's obvious that Jessa's fetus no longer had a heartbeat. At least she's calling it a fetus out here, and no longer calling it a baby. So there's that. Many women in Arkansas are struggling to obtain D&Cs because doctors are fearful of being prosecuted for giving an illegal abortion. There is fear that someone will turn them in, believing they classified it as a miscarriage to bypass laws. Abortion would be felony murder in Arkansas. Okay, this is 1 month ago, and it says abortion would be felony murder in Arkansas if proposed legislation passes. Did it pass? I want to know if it passed. Let me check chat here, because I haven't been checking chat in a while. Hey, everyone. Hey, Rizzo's wife. Hey, Flying Mom. Hey, Sean. Hey, Mousy Files. Hey, Indigo Halo. Hey, Sue Elliott. Okay, just going through your hair for a second. All right, I'm going to be real honest here about my whole take on this. I've given my opinion on it before. Here's the thing. I don't consider myself pro-choice. I think choices should be a given. I don't think there should be a pro or against choice. I think choice should just be the fucking standard. Above and beyond that, I am pro-abortion. That's how I classify myself, because that is an option for which women to use to make a decision on their body and their futures and their parenthood. So, that being said, and I don't agree with this, okay, well, it should be allowed for up until such and such months or what. See, the thing is, when you start putting restrictions or stipulations on it, well, then you are, in fact, basically, well, no, not basically, you are, in fact, asserting that you believe you have the right to make these decisions for women on their behalf. In which case, you're not pro-choice in my book. That's how I feel about it. Either you support women being able to choose, make decisions for their own fucking bodies, or you don't. You're either, I don't know, pro-choice or you're not. Pro-choice should be a given. Sadly, I don't think it is, though. That's my whole take on it. I realize there's a lot of people who will not agree and a lot of people who will come at me for it. And I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to argue. I get it. You're allowed to have your opinions. I'm allowed to have mine. You don't have to agree or like mine. I don't have to agree and like yours. So how about we just agree to disagree and leave it at that? So there, for the rest of the stream, I'm not going to sit here and spout off my viewpoints, my politics on the matter. I'm not even going to discuss it. I gave it. I shared it. That's it. Let's move on. I want to just discuss this here and the harm that Katie Joy is causing. That's it. That's all I care to discuss moving forward, is the harm Katie Joy is causing. So, moving on. Where is it? Such a pain in the ass. All right, go away. I want that. No, I don't want that. Oh my god. Sorry, I have so many freaking things open here, and it's hard for me to get to all of them. There we go. Now we're at it. Okay. Actually, let me do this real quick, because I think I have to blow my nose. 1 second. We're going to mute. Okay, sorry about that, but it's better than you guys hearing me sniff right in your ear the whole time, right? So, all right, so in this one, now does it show her comments? No, it doesn't. Okay. Huh, interesting. It used to. All right. Miscarriage is not an abortion. Abortion is purposely ending. It is. See, this is the confusion. In medical terminology, a miscarriage is an abortion. It's considered an abortion. It's the body ending the pregnancy, termination. It's an abortion. But yes, but Jenny's right, though. In any other context, in any other conversation, no, a miscarriage is not an abortion, because the mother is not choosing for it to happen, because we all deem abortion to be the choice, the intended outcome. But when nature takes over, it's still I keep saying legally, it's still medically not intended. It's still medically an abortion, but there was no intent there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. They're both kind of right. Miscarriage is a spontaneous abortion. Yeah, I think Katie's right there. But that's the medical terminology. And the thing is no, I don't think that this comment section is filled with medical professionals. No, it's filled with followers and subscribers and just people on social media. So you have to read a room. You can't walk into a room that's filled with one type of people and then just walk in there and say what you all believe is wrong and this is correct. Not if you're trying to have a discussion on societal matters. This isn't like trying to prove a hypothesis or anything where you need and you require facts and things to be factual. This is a human interest thing. You need to appeal to the people you're speaking to. She's not doing that. She's instead alienating the people she's attempting to speak to. And I don't get how people don't see that sometimes. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so next post. I mean, she's still going on and on about this. I'm sure that Jessa really, really loves the fact that, without a crystal ball, it's just making this such a huge deal, She's an advocate for women, To provide clarity to individuals that may not understand how healthcare manages miscarriages or elective abortions. Period. That's an incomplete sentence. I want to provide you actual receipts of codes used on medical charts for billing and diet. Nobody cares about the fucking codes. I mean, I'm agreeing with her here. She's not wrong, but she's wrong for making that an issue. Nobody fucking cares. Like, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Oh, most relevant, she comes up. Okay, all right. Interesting. That can save me time in searching in the future. Okay. I don't care about that. Oh my God. Jessa Duggar responded to 2 people on Facebook about her D&C. She says her baby's heartbeat stopped beating 3 weeks prior to the procedure. She also said called women who have abortions where the fetus is still alive murderers and referred to herself as a mortician. That's kind of fucked up. Women around the country in Jessa's position where the fetus has died are being denied D&Cs to clear. That's not. Why is that an issue? Why? That doesn't apply to Jessa, though. You're using Jessa's situation to make a point on a completely irrelevant topic. I mean, she's not being denied this, apparently, obviously. So that's not a problem here. Why are we turning it into a problem that it's not? I mean, she by all means talk about the problem that she's talking about, but using this as a stepping stone it's not offering credibility. It's anything but. Women around the country in Jessa's position where the fetus has died are being denied D&Cs to clear out the tissue due to abortion laws. Where around the country? I want to know what states. How is this? Because obviously Jessa's not being denied this. So, I mean, it seems that part was not addressed by Jessa. Why would it be? She's addressing her situation, her heartache, her grief right now. Why would she be? If you wondered if her position would change and she would become more compassionate to other women in the same position or those who have to abort fetuses with fatal conditions, the answer appears to be no. Okay, women have D&Cs for many reasons, not all of which involve killing a living human being. The ultrasound revealed that I had a missed miscarriage. The baby's heart had stopped beating 3 weeks before I had a D&C. By the way, this was not my first D&C. It was my second. My first was 2 weeks postpartum. Ivy's birth for retained placenta. What? Okay. Each person is created in the image of whatever, and to purposely destroy a baby in the womb is an affront to God who created that life. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to get political. I apologize. I should have kept my mouth shut. I will try and do better going forward. There's a world of difference between someone dying and someone being killed. To equate one to the other and to a mother grieving the loss of her baby, no less is severely distasteful. There is a world of difference between a mortician and a murderer. Even a child understands the difference between the two. It's the same message. Oh, she responded the same exact thing. Okay. Well, why would you say responded to two people? Why don't you say she's responding to people? I mean, because I got the impression that there was two different responses. That's just me. I want to be clear about the situation with Jessa Duggar. Jessa made this situation public. Jessa posted a public YouTube, which was monetized, and she will make thousands of dollars for posting. Oh, bitch, you ain't got no room to talk about shit like that. You monetize you discussing your son's medical issues. You've been monetizing that for years. Shut up. Whether and you should. You have every right to. I'm not judging. Don't take that the wrong way. But for you to then turn around and judge other people for that shit like this, like, nah. You just it seems like you're just jealous when other people make money. I don't know. It's like you don't give a shit that people make money off of their own personal issues or their own kids or their own whatever DNCs. No, you don't care about that. You don't care about any potential exploitation. You just care that they're making money. Anyway, whether she realized it or not, she made the choice to welcome feedback. After years on TV, I believe she is savvy enough to understand, yes, you're right, she has. But also, in the same regard, like, with her platform comes responsibility, and also comes the expectation that she's going to catch shit for anything she puts on it. Well, same goes for you, sis. Okay? But also, what's that line? I know it from Spider-Man, but I know it's older than that. With great power comes great responsibility. Well, when you have a great platform, or a platform that reaches a large number of people, with that comes a higher sense of responsibility. And right now, you are using this very, not powerful, I don't want to say powerful, but this very large soapbox you are using because you're having a temper tantrum over someone you don't like online. Like, that's not using it responsibly. That's using it anything but. So, whether she realized it or not, she made the, okay. Her decision to share is controversial because it is a private matter that is highly sensitive. Most women do not monetize their miscarriages. Oh my God, shut up. Most women also don't monetize their kids' illnesses or fucking brain surgeries or whatever, but hey, what's good for you, I guess, is good for others. Her decision to share is controversial because, I already read that. Additionally, the laws in many states are denying the same care to many women. What states? You keep saying this over and over again, but why are you, now they are denying it, not they deny. I mean, you need to be more specific. Again, power, responsibility, put in the work. Anyway, there is a woman in Florida that has been carrying a dead fetus since the middle of her second trimester. Doctors will not induce her to allow her to pass the fetus. She has to carry the baby to term. This is happening all over the country. Doctors have been placed in impossible positions because so many states have placed laws that will charge them with felonies for performing any procedure to end a pregnancy, whether the fetus is alive or dead. I have a hard time believing this, but I could be wrong. I'll admit it, I could be wrong. I have a hard time believing that there are many states that have laws on the books today and that have been enacted that make it illegal to end a pregnancy with a fetus that is no longer living. Please, if I'm wrong, show me, because I got to see it for my own eyes. Women are being harassed and questioned about causing the miscarriage. Some being asked to bring evidence from home of discharge or spotting. Doctors are terrified of going to prison. That's because of the law. The state of Arkansas is trying to pass a law that will charge mothers with homicide for having abortions. Who decides if a miscarriage is accidental or spontaneous then? There are whistleblower laws in Texas where people can turn in doctors or anyone that they believe performs an abortion. So anyone can decide a miscarriage is suspicious. Okay, but a DNC is... Okay. I'm reporting on the situation because healthcare for all women matters to me. I'm not even discussing those that choose elective abortions. Yes, you are, though. You're trying to use her situation and extend it to elective abortions. And I get what she's doing, and I don't disagree with it. But this is the wrong time and the wrong way to do this. Like you're stepping on her to get to a higher soapbox. That you're not going to win an audience. You're not going to win anyone over in the audience by doing that. You're just not. And that's the whole point. If you're trying to get a point across, you have to win over the audience, especially in a political setting, because it's the audience that causes the political change. It's not you. So I care about women being put at risk of death or infertility from infections related to carrying dead fetal tissue. Pregnancy should not be criminalized. I have empathy for Jessa. No, you don't. But I have empathy for all the women that aren't getting help too. If you can't understand that, then I can't help you. You're trying to win. You're trying to win over people and try to create compassion, empathy, and understanding from them toward women. And you're doing this by shitting all over a woman and giving her shit. Like your lack of empathy toward this one woman is not going to cause all those listening and watching to suddenly have empathy toward women in general. It's only going to hurt. And it's annoying. It's really fucking annoying. Anyway, what the hell? All right. Okay, cool. All right, here maybe now we find out some laws, at least for one state. Let me check comments though before I continue with this. Oh, come on. Where is it? There it is. Okay. All right, I'm hearing comments here. The only reason why she went to semantics is because the internet went after her. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to see more of that coming up. People did send me screenshots, so if I don't see the post still up of the screenshots I've been sent, then I'm going to just pull up the screenshots. I don't doubt. Oh, you sent me another screenshot? Hi, Tina. Hi. I know, I saw that you did. I didn't pull it up though yet. Here, let me do that now. Oh wait, that's not you. Oh yeah. I got a few things I say for the end, Tina. I think I'm gonna go with that one too. All right. What else we got here? Oh, you're still sending them. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. That's crazy. Why would preterm labor? What? They wouldn't. Oh my God. She's got to make it all about her. I'm sorry. I'll show you all the comments in a minute. Okay. So, let me go on here. Okay. Someone in comment said there are no laws in Tennessee making health care for pregnant women that face loss illegal. Well, that's a very vague statement. So that's, yeah, I don't doubt that someone said that there is no laws about it. Making health care for pregnant women that face loss. What kind of loss? I mean, that's why do you, this is what drives me nuts, because like people hear that and they apply their own assumptions and their own bias to what that sentence is, and then they run with it, and then she sits there and lashes out at them. No, that's not what I said. That is what you said, because you didn't define or determine specifically what you said by keeping it vague like that. So people are then left to run with their own devices, and then you bitch at them for doing so. Take some responsibility for your inability to properly convey your thoughts and your statements through your words. Okay? Don't take it out on the receiver of these for incorrectly being able to decipher what it is you meant, when in fact the responsibility lies on you to properly convey your thought. Anyway, I digress. This is false. Tennessee has some of the most strict laws for abortion and pregnancy care in the nation. Right now, lawmakers are at the Capitol arguing about a pregnant woman's right to receive a D&C. So the law's not yet in effect, is what you're saying. A lawmaker and lobbyist literally testified that all D&C should be illegal unless the woman's life is at risk. They said pregnancy losses take care of themselves, so women should just go home and let the dead fetus pass. This is... Okay. This statement is false and deadly for women. I agree with that. Not all fetuses pass. True. Sometimes medical intervention is necessary to remove the tissue. Correct. Okay. I don't want to get political, but this is what's kind of pissing me off about this too, because she's buying into the argument that there are exceptions or restrictions, and I don't agree with that argument. So, under the current law, a woman that goes into preterm labor before a baby is viable, doctors cannot help them because delivering the fetus will lead to a death of the fetus. What? What do you mean doctors cannot help them? So does that mean that doctors can't even try to stop the preterm labor? Like, what you need to define what that is, because by the doctors choosing to do nothing, the inactivity could then cause the fetus to not be viable. But if there's a way to stop the preterm labor and to help get the woman to the third trimester, then I don't know. I feel like that needs more definition. Cannot help it. See, but okay, whatever. Kim Forner, a fetal maternal medical professional in Tennessee with 20 years of experience, shared a real-life example of a patient that almost died that she could not help under the law. Under what law? The current law or the proposed law? She described a patient she saw recently whose water broke too early. The fetus still had a heartbeat, but there was virtually no chance it would survive, and a very high risk the patient would get an infection. But because of the law, the woman was sent home without the option of abortion care. She came back with emergency bleeding and sepsis, a life-threatening infection. Yeah. It is not always so clear, and things don't always just work themselves out. Fortner said, it is a significant, in my mind, misuse of resources. If she did not need to have 6 units of blood that could have gone to the trauma victim or the gunshot wound. Blood is a limited resource. Just because she can wait and come back in, she still lives to talk about it today. 1, that won't always happen. And 2, it also is a significant misuse of an ICU bed. It is a preventable occurrence. I agree with all that. Had Kim treated the patient, she would have been charged with a felony and faced 3 to 10 years in prison and lost her medical license. But is that under the current law or the law that they're arguing over today? Because she leaves both possibilities open to interpretation, really. As a mother that went into preterm labor, I guess that's why. She's a victim of this law. I know the doctors made sure that I did not die from sepsis. Didn't they also stop her preterm labor for a while? I was hooked up to antibiotics. I was monitored closely and given treatment to ensure that both my son and I survived. My preterm labor started at 28 weeks. I tested positive for preterm labor by a swab at 30 weeks and was put on bed rest. My water broke at 35 weeks and I was in labor for 3 days. Once your water breaks, you can die from infection if not treated. Yes, the chances of that just go up incredibly. It's fine to talk about this, but what are you doing about it besides getting paid? Exactly. Yeah. I make $0 on this post. She makes no mention of her other platforms on social media or her AdSense or the money she makes just by having a bigger and larger following, therefore more members, therefore more super chats or whatever. Yeah. So I am of the argument that is an incorrect statement. I make $0 on this post. You make zero direct dollars, but it aids and helps in all of your other income on all of your other platforms because it's PR. Which, again, I don't blame her for that. I'm all for it. But be honest about it. Don't act like you're doing this out of the goodness of your heart because you're fucking not. At least, not entirely. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. I'm a reporter. No, you're not. How else does my audience know this is going out without report? What? I've been talking to the legislatures in my state and asking my friends and neighbors to do the same. I have also campaigned for those candidates that support equal rights for women, including healthcare. I like you, Berta. I like you. Thank you. Thank you for all you were doing, Berta. Thank you. I'm a reporter. How else does my audience know this is going out without reporting? Well, if they follow the subjects, then they know. I mean, they don't need you to tell them. You know? My job is to report. No. It's not your job. You just think your job... If your job was to report, then you would report. You would not exploit. You would not use. You would not hijack. You would not overtake. You would just simply report and move on. But you don't move on. You linger. And you nitpick. And you keep gnawing away at it until you either destroy it or you get the outcome you want. That's not reporting. That's exploiting. Your job is to either read or not read. No one has a job on social media. The people who are reading your shit, it's not their job to either read or not read. There is no job. There is no job. You should just be fucking thankful that anyone's reading it all. I don't care how big you are. This should be how you look at it. If you don't like it, unfollow. Oh, and someone's coming after Berta. What do you know? Oh my God. How are people so snowballed by her? I don't get it. Okay, right here. She's missing a perfect opportunity right here to make her case and to properly use this, in my opinion, as kind of a stepping soapbox to a bigger one. She says, she is in Arkansas, which currently allows DNC only for women that have a fetus without a heartbeat, though some women have been denied because they were suspected to have caused the miscarriage. Now, this is another thing entirely. And here, I think she has a perfect opportunity to further utilize her point and to actually use this horrible situation to further an agenda. Don't just stop there. Don't just stop at those some women. Go on to talk about these women. Make their case. Explain it. Report it. Report the fucking facts of these women. Please. I want to hear more about these women. I'm curious if she does. If she does, can someone send me a link? Because I want to see it. I want to read more about these women. All right, let me go back to the chat here real quick. Hey, Sean Coffrey, Lord Trill, member for 7 months. Yay! Oh my God, Mousy Files gifted 1 membership. Oh, thank you. Jess was gifted a membership by Mousy Files. Yay! Thank you, Mousy Files. All right, let me go up here. Yeah, if anyone wants to get my attention for anything, just tag me in the chat. Because if I don't see it right away, when I scroll back, I will see it then. Because it's big, bright orange. I can't miss it. So, otherwise, there's a chance I might not see it. Although I do oftentimes go back and read the live chat like after the fact. But I mean, that might not do you any good then. So, okay. All right. Let me go back here. I don't remember. Did I look? Yeah, I did look at the comments on that already, I think. All right. Current laws for health care for women dealing with miscarriage can also pose devastating effects on women and babies that have incompatible Rh factors. Is this going to piss me off? This might piss me off. As a mother that is Rh negative, I know the dangers of not receiving proper healthcare firsthand. Oh, this is a first. I've heard of this. Hell, we even back in the vaccine community, there are days. Rh factor is oftentimes the topic when it comes to vaccines because for some reason the Rh shot is deemed a vaccine amongst those in the anti-vax community. So it's oftentimes an argument. So it's the first time I've ever heard her say that she was Rh negative. In 2012, I gave birth to a premature infant that is Rh. This is the first time I've ever heard any of this. Seriously. Whatever. I don't care. But she says, though, that she went into preterm labor like 28 weeks. Well, then she would have had her first Rh shot. The immunoglobulin. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that word. But anyways, yeah, there's a shot. If you're Rh negative and you're pregnant, they give you a shot like right around 28 weeks. And it is to prevent your blood from becoming desensitized should your blood mix with your infant's blood and if your infant is Rh positive. Then upon delivery, you're given another shot for the same precautions. By then, though, they're able to test the infant's blood to know if the baby is Rh positive or negative. If the baby's Rh negative, you can then safely, turn down the second shot. But before then, I don't know. But I feel like she would have had the shot. Because, I have an aunt who is Rh negative, and, when she had her first child, the Rh shot, the shot was not yet an option, but they knew about it. They understood it by then. This was the 70s, but the shot was not yet a standard option for mothers who are Rh negative. So when her first child was born, my oldest cousin there, he needed blood transfusions and stuff when he was born. And because her blood had become sensitized after that delivery, the Rh shot after that was a moot point. It already happened. The damage was already done. So every child she had after that had to be closely monitored. Every pregnancy had to be closely monitored. And upon delivery, the baby had to be closely monitored. And oftentimes blood transfusion was an option. So this was, by the time the 2000s rolled around, Katie should have had that shot by then. Just saying. I know the dangers of not receiving proper health care firsthand. Okay. Because our blood types are not compatible, I was given numerous shots to block antibodies from forming, which would have attacked and killed my son. No. They could have without proper medical intervention. But seeing as that you are already under medical care, there are steps in which to avoid the death and serious complications from occurring, though they are expensive and still come with a risk. That's why you should have the shot. I don't know about that. Antibodies form when the blood mixes between an Rh negative mom and an Rh plus baby. The mother views the blood as a toxin that must be fought off. Before proper treatment of this condition, women with Rh negative blood were at higher risk of miscarriage or delivering babies with Rh disease. And this is why also too, like, those who had this condition before the shot was available, they often had only one kid because every child thereafter would sadly pass away. I have a card that I carry in my purse that states I have Rh negative blood. I cannot receive transfusions from anyone with positive blood, whereas a person with Rh positive what does this have to do, though, with what she's talking with Jessa? Seriously. Oh, I'm sorry. This wasn't Jessa's issue or situation. This is actually Katie's, and this is how we're learning that it's now Katie's problem or issue, whatever. Anyway. It's the most common reason a woman with Rh miscarries. They either miscarry or the infant dies after birth if no intervention is received. And okay, I wrote a blog post on this, and I'm in no way an expert or whatever, but she's giving the wrong impression. She's making it sound, it's dire if no intervention is taken and no precaution is applied. And then it's absolutely dangerous. But she's making it sound like even with these things, it's still incredibly dangerous. And that's not true. Okay. More stories out of states with abortion bans. Well, I want to hear about the ones there she was talking about before in the other post. That was in Arkansas, right? Was it Arkansas? What was it? That was a comment. That's right. Never mind. Okay. Okay. It's great that she's talking about this. It's great that she's taking advantage of maybe a situation to discuss this. But it's not great that she's tying Jessa into all of these, because that's not going... You can't throw one woman under the bus while trying to raise awareness and concern and compassion for all women. It's not going to work. Okay. You're all good. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. See right here. Jessa Duggar, who claims she was taking a break from social media, clearly is not taking a break. How does this help your argument toward women's rights? Like, seriously. Here she shares John MacArthur apologist Allie Stuckey's tweet about miscarriage care not being illegal. The problem with her logic is that D&Cs are a medically necessary abortion for both elective abortions and for medically necessary miscarriage abortion care. Just as procedure is a surgical abortion. Okay, we already know what it is. Jessa is spending a lot of time trying to justify her choice instead of compassionately understanding that the choice she made is one many women are being denied at this time across the country. Here's the thing. Jessa is having to spend this time to justify her decision because people like Katie are using it against her for their own agenda. And I get their agenda. They're not wrong for fighting for their agenda. But you don't throw one woman under the bus to gain compassion and understanding for women as a whole. You don't do that. Okay? Because you're justifying throwing a woman under the bus. You're justifying it. You can't do that. Tennessee lawmakers are currently working to ban D&Cs for all women, even miscarriage. Currently working. So that means There, okay. This isn't clear. Oh, okay. I'm glad she received the care she needed and hoped she'd extend grace to other women. But she wants grace for her choice, but offers none to other women. Oh my God. How does it help women's rights for you to attack her for her ignorance? This isn't helping. This is, again, you're rationalizing the attack on a woman. Okay, so there's that. Let me switch over to all right, so we're going to leave it there for a second while I switch over. All right. Let me click on one. Let me see how it looks now in OBS. A little bit better. All right, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Okay. So here's the first one she made. It's the same one I just read on Facebook. Oh wait, without a crystal ball is reporting on the reaction from the public. From the public. You might want to edit that again instead of just the ones. See, I don't agree with this right here. Because in Jess's mind, she didn't get an abortion. In Jess's mind, she removed something that was not living inside of her. In her mind, that's not an abortion. You know, I mean, like she even said that this was her second D&C, that she required one 2 weeks after delivering another child because of some of the placenta that had remained behind. She called that a D&C. She thinks of that as equal as to what she's talking about here. That's clearly not an abortion to her. You know, I mean, yeah, in medical terminology, maybe it's considered one, but it's not, though, in any other way. And you can't. I don't know. I just feel like calling it this and blaming her for it and pointing out, saying, "Oh, look it, you did the same thing as someone ending a viable pregnancy," is going to cause women who are in her position to think, "Oh no, oh my God, I don't want to have an abortion, so I'm not going to opt for this possibly life-saving medical fucking procedure." It's not advocating for women. You are judging her. She says, "I'm not judging her. I'm reporting on the situation. I'm glad she had an option. Some women do not." But you are judging her. You're holding her option over her head instead of pointing out the fact that other women do not have this option, or other situations do not have this option. I mean, don't point it out. Just say, thankfully Jessa was able to have this option and she's alive to tell the story. Can we make this the case across the board, maybe, you know? Not, "Oh, I find it hypocritical that, you know, this person of all people used this fucking option." Because then you're condemning, you're pointing out, making it look like there's a flaw or whatever in her having this option. I thought D&C was for when you cannot pass the baby by yourself at home or the tissue does not fully expel. End of first trimester would make her 12-ish weeks. That would be pretty hard or uncomfortable to do that at home. However, I do agree she should be thankful to have had that option, or that option existed for her to safely remove her unviable pregnancy. I hope she is doing okay. It's actually used for miscarriages and for abortions that cannot be completed with medication. Because of that, it is banned in many states. It is not an abortion. It's not entirely accurate. It's also used for ectopic pregnancies, which can be fatal for the mother or fetus. It's also used for pregnancies outside of the uterus or to prevent hemorrhages from damaged fetal sacs that could cause the mother to bleed out. Yeah, it's not even strictly used for fetus. I know that, and it's illegal in many states now. I'm not judging. I'm glad it's legal where I live. Some states it's not. See, right here, false. It's illegal in many states and women are dying. Okay, oh my God, women are dying? You're saying that in this country, in the United States of America, women are dying because they don't have this option in their state. Holy shit, I want to hear more about that. That angers me. If there's a death that happened because of this, that's what I want to hear about, not fucking Jessa Seawald. I'm sorry. Get off of Jessa. Get the fuck off of Jessa. And if you want to use this to make your point, then you use just for a slight stepping stone. But supporting the fact that she was able to make the correct decision for her health. Yes. And then you move on from there. Get the fuck off of Jessa. That's not true. A D&C is the most common method of early abortion. That's not true. The most common method is the RU486 pill. That's not surgical. That's taking a pill. That's not the morning after pill either, mind you. This method is simple and considered the safest and most convenient way to end an early pregnancy. No, it's not. A D&C procedure is routine, considered safe, and will not affect your ability to get pregnant in the future. That's true. That's from a Pilgrim Medical Center. Jesus, there's a lot of comments under this one. Why? It's not true. An abortion is to terminate pregnancy. Baby and a fetus are not the same. But she was sitting there calling it a baby in the beginning. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. Here it serves her purpose. It serves her argument to call it a fetus, and I agree with that. But in the post that the first post I read, she was calling it a baby. That I don't agree with, because you are not making your, I don't agree with it. Okay. What else do I have here? Oh, shoot. I forgot. I'm sorry. I keep showing tabs that I don't want to show. I'm an idiot. Anyway. So how many more of these do we have? There's another one. Another one. Like, how many videos on YouTube has she made about this? I'm curious. Because, sounds and looks like exploitation, if you ask me, but whatever. Right here, let me go back to here. Let me set something up real quick, and then I think I'm going to wrap this up, because I have a few other things I want to arrange and set up and everything before I stream later on about the other shit I want to talk about. So, Wait, what's this? Okay, cool. Oh, shit. Oh, I got a lot to look at. Okay. All right, so here's one screenshot. Someone says, I've been talking to the... Oh, I already read this one. All right, my bad. I found that one on my own. Wait a second. Okay, this is a little bit off topic, but I find it interesting. So, here we have Katie Joy posted something there on Instagram. The tweet she posted: a DNC after miscarriage is not abortion and not restricted in any way by any new pro-life laws in any state, unless you can cite the exact line in the exact law that bans miscarriage care. Shut up with your fear-mongering propaganda. False, Allie. But again, you follow child sexual abuse protector John MacArthur. Why don't you make the fucking argument here? Because that's what... Here you just sound like you just want to call her a liar and then run away, like you want to throw the liar rock at her and then hide your hands and run away. That's what it looks like. And now you want to bring what? Child abuse into this? Like, okay. That's amazing. Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. So here it says, according, along with the same tweet, without a crystal ball, has shown you multiple examples. You're not even on Twitter. What are you talking about? You haven't shown her shit on Twitter. Without a crystal ball has shown you multiple examples where state laws are vague and care is being denied. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. That may be the case, but I haven't seen where you've shown this. Allie follows child pedophile protector John MacArthur. Didn't Katie have a registered sex offender on her show and interviewed him? Didn't she? In fact, okay. What the fuck is she doing? This is insane. So she goes on to comment further. She says, So does Allie Stuckey think that only Democrats wanted Josh Duggar sentenced for his crimes? Mind you, the case she is comparing Josh to was 10 years ago, involved an 18-year-old that had no previous offenses or actions against kids like Josh. His offense contained 5 videos compared to Josh's over 500 images and videos. So he wasn't as bad. He wasn't as bad. So, okay. What the fuck? Like, why? Oh my God. Like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like, what is she thinking? How is it that such shit people have like these platforms to like cause all this damage? It's crazy. Okay. Now this last one here. Caleb Williams was the one that she had on her channel that she interviewed as a registered sex offender. But she touted that it's okay because he's now a mandated reporter. That was her argument. Caleb Williams has issued this exclusive statement to Without a Crystal Ball regarding Josh Duggar, accusing him of downloading the CSAM found on Josh's computer. Oh my God. I can't stand, you got to learn how to convey your reporting better. His statement is directed at not only Josh, but the entire Duggar family. Quote, many of the Duggar family are still living in an alternate reality where the clear facts of a case are still being questioned. Even if this long-shot appeal is remanded to the district court for a new trial, the government proved repeatedly that I was states away when Josh's heinous actions transpired. I'm sad that the Duggars, a family I assumed were my friends, are trying to accuse me of such horrific crimes. He should sue them for defamation of character. Wouldn't that be epic? No one should have to deal with what he is dealing with. It's so hard on him, his family. Kind of surprised he isn't sued for slander. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that by all means go out and like just freaking attack and harass this person or anything, but don't do that. Don't fucking do that. But Katie is just trying to like, I don't know, sell him to the public as I don't know, something other than he is. Anyway. All right. One more thing I want to share. Where is it? Okay. So, I was listening to a stream earlier, and I'm going to speak more on, I don't know what exactly in this stream I'm going to speak more on, but the situation as a whole I'm going to speak more on at a later time, maybe tonight. I'd like to do it over the next couple of days anyways. And it involves the Marvon McRae and Letitia and the whole situation. I've been really busy the past couple of days, and I haven't been able to give it the attention in which it deserves, and I plan to do that over the next day or two. So I planned on tonight, but I'll be honest, it's probably going to be tomorrow night because I got a few other things I got to take care of. But I heard this in the stream, and I sat here. I was not in a bad mood. I was in a pretty fine mood, just getting ready for my day, catching up on some shit. And I listened to this, and I just started crying. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, not even just Katie, fucking Becky here too, but this is a small clip. It's like, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes long or whatever from Backfire Becky's stream from earlier today. So let me go ahead and play that. What she's playing is a recording from Letitia Bias. I want to say that Letitia made this recording and maybe sent it to Molly. I'm not sure who she sent it to. I didn't quite catch all that. I probably should have, and I apologize, but I'm sure Becky makes that known. But none of that matters to me. It's what's being said that matters to me anyway.
Oh, my brain hurts.
You can hear it.
Look at all that shit. Just tell them to lay off and stop blaming us for things that we never did. All we do is help. We've given thousands of dollars. Sure, Dan. On him exposing Dre McRae because this is my voice.
It takes a second.
Gigi says, whatever you want, Letitia. Like Mary said, you're not obligated and we have your back 1000%. say to the group updating, Gigi says, whatever you want, Letitia. Like Mary said, there's the visitation 24th.
I'm crying because I woke this morning crying because I woke up to that post of Without a Crystal Ball saying that I am not my brother's next of kin.
You're not.
You know, it's been a long fight for me, and I'm so tired, you know, and it hurt for her to say that over and over and over again. You think that I wanted to turn back the hands of time and not allow my son to be adopted. But I thought that was in his best interest.
Fucking
At the time, not
crying.
adoption, but just staying with my grandmother. But I'm not the one that put him on life support.
Great grandmother, bulldog mom, get your facts straight.
Oh, God, but it really...
Letitia herself talked about that, bulldog mom. Maybe go back and listen to it specifically. Hold on, y'all. I got a phone call right quick.
Okay. So yeah, I heard that earlier. And it just hit me just what it is Katie created for this. Letitia was not someone who created this situation. She had no hand in helping this situation along. She did not want this situation. This situation benefited her none. She was a grieving mother who just wanted to see her fucking kid, man. And Katie got involved. But I mean, like, Katie has a pattern of this. I mean, she... Pretty much anyone who's paid any attention to Katie sees this pattern, has seen at least one example where Katie has caused this kind of fucking damage to someone's life because Katie simply chose to speak on the situation. That's what happened here. Katie is the one who caused this for Letitia. It's what the timeline shows. It's what the post shows. It's what everything shows. Katie is the one who caused this. Say what you want. Katie is the one who caused this because you can't offer me proof that shows anything else because I've seen all the proof. Katie is the one who caused this. And now Becky here is just picking up where Katie left off. You know, I have this suspicion that Becky really doesn't like Katie at all. Like, I have this suspicion that she can't stand Katie, but she's, for some reason, like, I don't know, indebted to Katie, maybe? I don't know if indebted is the word, but for some reason she can't speak out on her true feelings on Katie. So she's continuing this narrative, and she's using it to her advantage because she doesn't like Molly. Because the people that Becky has run with before have tried to come at Molly before in the past. Like, over a year ago is one instance I came across. And I feel like they saw an opportunity here. And so what if in the meantime they throw this mother under the bus? Because, so what? Because, like, just as Becky pointed out there, okay, you're not the next of kin. No shit. But the way you're saying it is like, but you're not. I mean, what should be said is, well, no, you are no longer the next of kin once he gets married to someone. That's the next of kin. But no, you're not. Like, how can one mother be like this to another mother? Because any way you look at it, even if you feel or think that she's not been the best mother, or she made some pretty big mistakes as a parent, you know, through the years, sure. But that doesn't make her less of a mother. That doesn't mean that she, if anything, I feel like even if you have been the best mother, you're going to have regrets. You're going to have things that you look back upon, you're going to wish that you've done differently, okay? So if you've seriously made any kind of mistakes with your children in raising them, you're really going to feel that. And I feel like anyone who's able to self-reflect on themselves enough to realize this is going to have compassion for those who have made bigger mistakes than what you've made. Unless you just don't give a shit about the mistakes you're making, which I kind of wonder if that's the case for people like Katie or Becky. I feel like they don't give a shit about what they're doing to their kids because they don't give a shit about what they're doing to these other mothers, right? And I'm going to speak on this a little bit more later. None of these people had a right to anything. None of them had a right to a fucking thing. Just stop. Just stop. There was no right. There was no crowdfunding or whatever. That was never established. Okay? Here's the deal. Here's the thing. If you feel like that there was fraud or something done or you were scammed, then report it. Fucking report it. Oh, that's right. They did that already and nothing came from it. So that would tell me that the authorities determined that they were not scammed and there was no fraud. Okay, so let it go. Move on. Okay? Because your inability to do so is in fact causing the harm now. Just learn to be better with your money or smarter or make better choices with your money. If you can't handle the fact that you can't still have control after you part with your fucking money. I have no sympathy anymore. I don't. And I'm sick and tired because Letitia's actions have shown the same consistent thing. She was kind of thrown into a lot of this mess, not knowing what to make of it, just with one goal in mind, just wanting to see her kid. You know? She's been grieving this entire time. She's shown that. She's just wanted to see her kid. She's shown that. And I no doubt that she probably wanted to see her kid more than once, but god damn it, those involved made sure that that wasn't going to fucking happen. Like, who does that to another mother? Who? Those who don't give a shit, maybe, about the mistakes they're making and their raising of kids. Maybe they're the ones who don't give a shit. I don't know. I just feel like if you care, then you care. If you don't, then you don't. And they don't. They just clearly fucking don't. So I am going to speak more on this because it's kind of infuriating me, in fact. You know, it really is. I mean, I don't think any of these people realize just how fucking cruel they've been and how they're being. And that's disgusting in my book. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's all I wanted to touch on for now. So, let me go back here. Damn it. Where am I going? Let me go to the chat real quick before I sign off. Oh, do we have bots in here? I didn't even fucking go over and turn shit off. Okay, no we don't. All right. All right, so everyone, thanks for being here. Look for a stream for me tomorrow night. It's not going to be tonight. I got a few other things I got to do, and I got to talk to a couple people still. So, I don't have improv now on Tuesdays. The class 3 ended for a few weeks. So, look for a stream tomorrow night. And thanks for being here. And hopefully by tomorrow, I will figure out how to do my intro and outro on OB.